Good afternoon, everyone. I think long overdue for an update on this whole thing. I think this is update number 4 on my 1984 Dodge Omni GLH project. As you guys remember, pulled this out, pulled the transmission and engine out, took a pressure wash to the inside, so this looks a whole lot cleaner than it once did. Still got a lot of way to go. I actually got the engine all back together, and I also took apart and rebuilt, put back the transmission together, because it was looking nasty and grungy. Couldn't rebuild it, but it should work well enough for a long while. The engine, I'll show those both to you in a little while. As you can see in here, I've got the carpet back in. It looks it's a whole many shades redder than it was. Very dark before, and now it's nice and bright and red. The sun makes it look a lot brighter. But yeah, underneath this thing, yeah, it's old, but I don't have the money to replace it. It's like $200 to replace this carpet, and I don't have the money for that. As you can see, I got sound deadening material under this, so it's going to be nice and insulated, and also quiet. And I don't longer have to deal with any more of that jute padding on the floor. I also did the roof, so it's all nice and shiny. Keep down the wind noise. I took apart the dash, cleaned it all nice and up. As you can see, no more of that muckly brown that was on it. My original glove box thing, it was broken, but I have a parts car, so that's why a few parts of these are blue instead of red. But they fit, and I don't care too much about the match color. Kind of gives it a bit of spirit. The C's will be the biggest difference. So I got to put this back in, this little central bit, and I can put back all the stuff. The seats can go back in shortly, steering wheel. But yeah, this is coming along real nicely. Still got a bit to do, and I'm running low on time. But hopefully I can get done before I need to go to work on the 21st. Here, I'm gonna walk my way to the shop so I can show you guys what I've done so far on the engine, which I've not shown anything of it, but I've completely tore it apart and then completely rebuilt it and cleaned it up, painted it so it looks super nice now. A few brand new parts here and there. Powder coated as much as I could. But yeah, here it is. Looking real nice and tidy. Block's been machined, bored out. Head got decked, so head and block got both machined. Pistons got bored out, I think 20 thousandths over. So I got new pistons, new rings, new gaskets. All this stuff is all gross and rusted. It's all nice and powder coated. So that's powder coated, that's powder coated. That's just caliper paint. A few of these other things are just powder coated, making nice and durable. They don't rust. The block's just painted. But yeah, put most of it back together. Everything's all nice and shiny and clean. It's looking really nice. Unfortunately, I have a clutch kit. I bought a clutch kit, but the splines were wrong for this transmission. Also, if you guys remember, there was an issue with this transmission. I said it didn't shift from first and second, and fifth did not work. Well, this plate covers up the transmission shift forks, and first and second were rusted to the peg that this is, onto the shift fork peg, and that was seized. And fifth is that peg, so first and second were all fused together by rust. That took a good half an hour to pop loose. So I took this whole thing apart, pressure washed it, cleaned it out as best I could, and I put it back together. So it's looking a bit inside, but I don't have the money to rebuild it. Plus it's the A525 transmission, so it's the weakest, so it's not really worth too much to rebuild. If it was a 555, I'd rebuild it fully, but it should last me well enough until I get more money to rebuild it or change out and do my electric conversion however many years in the future. But yeah, this is looking super good. I've assembly lubed the heck out of it, so hopefully it'll go in great. So when I get a new clutch kit in, I'm gonna put clutch kit stuff on there, bolt these two pieces together, and then put them in the engine bay. And maybe, hopefully it'll be good to go then. We'll see. But yeah, a lot of work has been done over the past few months. I haven't posted a new update. But yeah, a lot of work's been done. I'm really proud of it. Hopefully, all goes well. As always, as most people probably know, on their first car build or first engine rebuild and all that jazz, you always hope that when you're done, after all this many hundreds of hours of work, you end up with something that you can drive and not have hundreds of issues, but we'll see. But yeah, it's coming along. Hopefully all goes well. Oh yeah, I also replaced the glass with a spare I had. It's not that great. There's a crack there. That happened when I was removing the windshield from the parts car, but nah. So I gotta vacuum this out. When I take this to a professional shop, when I'm done with this, the guys who are gonna replace it are gonna hate me because I just did an entire tube of urethane on this thing to seal it up for however long it takes me to get a new windshield. But yeah, you can kind of see the fogging. But I don't have the money for a brand new windshield and professional installation. But yeah, the paint's all fading and stuff, so it'll look kind of on the outside when I'm done. I still need to do the rear end, brakes and stuff. I also cut out the exhaust pipe and the catalytic converter, so I'm gonna sell off the catalytic converter, but it's burned out pretty much. So I might get a few bucks for it, just enough to really pay for a new straight pipe to replace it, and maybe a new muffler because that thing's looking kind of nasty inside. But yeah, a lot of work. Dash is all nice back together. Gauges are looking good. That's just looking real good. But yeah, trim's going back in. After I'm done with this, I'm gonna put the armrest thing in here and maybe put the seats in. Seats I got from a parts car off a wrecking lot or something. They're actually looking real nice. They're going to be kind of grungy, so when I get this car running, I'll take it to a place where I can vacuum or whatever off the seats with like a rug doctor or something. But yeah, I'm not too worried. There was a big old piece of whatever up there with that the insulation was attached to, but I don't care about leaving a little bit of shiny stuff exposed underneath the dash. It should be just fine. It should stay nice and warm in here, and if not, I have a heater. Yeah. This is for the little light thing here. Kind of see in there, bit weird. Anyway, yeah, it's looking real nice. This dash piece right here is actually looking really nice. That I repainted because it looked ugly, with it being all rusted and nasty. But yeah, it's looking really nice in here. Smells a heck of a lot better too. But yeah, 4th update. Been a long while. Doing really well. Hopefully, when I get my next update, I'll have the engine back in and it running. You guys can hear me celebrating or crying. We'll see. Later.